Hello, Cyrus.
Hey Mohammed, how you doing?
Yes, good. So today we discussed like what to have a plan on creating some useful new content for the V8, and I was watching again our video from last time with the V7, and it was a bit difficult. But now we have the V8 with the AI assistant and some new tools. So I was thinking maybe we can revisit some of the things we did together, and if there was only one lesson for learning the V8 and learning web scraping, it's actually this one. Sorry, I need to stop the live chat. Yes. Yes, so I was saying if there was only one lesson, it would be this one that we're going to do together today. It's more of an approach on how you prepare to get your data. Is that okay with you?
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent. So, in one session that we did with Eli, I was explaining that when you have a web scraping project, you want to start with the very end of your project, meaning where ultimately the data is. Yeah. So, if,
Yeah.
for example, I wanted to scrape these books to scrape here, I could start doing the pagination and stuff like we did last time, but that's actually not the best way to start a project. It's better to start a project with the ultimate objective, which is to get the data of every single book, because if we encounter a problem here, then it's not worth to do all the pagination and building the whole project. Does it make a bit of sense from a
Yeah.
how you call it, time investment perspective?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So to make sure that we will get our return investment on the time we put into this automation, then we start with this. So let's take this URL, which is one of the books, and then first knowledge, when you're picking up a URL to build your project, there may be multiple, like this especially happens when you have directories, like trade fairs or association directories. Some pages or some listings may be more complete than others. For example, in some directories, one company will have a UPC, one company will not have a UPC. So you want to take, if that's the case, you want to find the listing that is the most complete, that has the richest amount of data, so that you can create all the fields. So that's number one thing. But in this book website, it's very well standardized. So I'm just taking the first book because it has all the fields: book name, price, stock, reviews, description, and all these are standardized, and every book has them. Yeah. But if it's not,
Yeah.
then you have to find the most complete listing.
Are you
Okay.
sharing your screen?
No. Uh, so it has been like 2 minutes that I'm speaking. So
Yeah, that's okay.
it
We
was
haven't really answered
recorded.
that.
It was recorded, but you didn't see it, yeah. So
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
showing this. This is
I,
the book
actually, it kind of
listing.
sounded like it.
Sorry.
I said it kind of sounded like it.
Yes. So this is very standard. So we have all the data. So I'm gonna start with this. Yeah. So let's launch RTILA V8, and then what I'm gonna do in this case, I don't start what we do. We're going to try different ways to start this project, because depending on the web page, the AI assistant may behave differently. So I'm going to show you the different ways that we could start this project. So one way is to directly go into a chat, a new conversation, and then just tell it the first thing that I always do before even scrapping. I ask the AI model, I ask RTILA AI Assistant what kind of data I can scrape, and I want to see if it's able to pull the HTML of the website without opening it, because not all the websites are accessible via this technology. So I can tell it review this book listing URL and let me know all the fields of data that we could scrape, and then I put here the URL. Yeah, I hit
Mhm.
enter, and I'm using Gemini Flash 2.5. So when it shows the blue and then there is no red message, it means that it was able to analyze the HTML without even opening the website, which is cool because that saves some time. Yeah. So now you can see that we got an answer from the AI assistant. Before I go into the answer, I want to show you a few options. If you go here into these settings here, you can actually control how much context you want to share with the AI model. So here, for example, you can specify if you want to share the history of your projects, because maybe I worked on this book website before. So the AI model, it could be a good service to receive the former project. So I could say, send to the AI my last 10 projects, my 20 last project, but the more project you put, the more tokens it will consume, yeah? So we have a default of 7 because it gives you a good number, a good result for a small number, but you can change this. And here you will notice what the AI just did is that he went and he studied the full HTML source code. But you could disable it if you want to save tokens as well. And also
wait, so
yeah.
the project examples and context, is that for like just the past chats, the past
Yes.
projects that you've
Yeah,
worked on?
exactly. I will show you now. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these projects, all the chat and the results and the project code will be sent along with your prompt to
Nice.
the new chat. So it will give like more context. You know, with AI models, the more context you give them, the better they behave and the better they understand what kind of output you need.
Yeah. Is there a way to like specify a particular project?
Yeah, that's coming up. It's in our next moves, is to allow you here to select custom project or upload custom files. Like you can
Okay, cool.
upload a PDF with all the rules, you know, just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
structure it better. So it's coming up. But right now, to make it work, this is already working nicely.
yeah.
And so this is why the AI assistant is starting to give us some very good results, is because we send it a lot of data in the context. It grabs the HTML source code, and also it can do computer vision, which we didn't have with the V7. Are you familiar with computer vision?
Vaguely. You can give me a
So
refresher though.
technically, our AI model and our browser makes a screenshot, a visual screenshot, a JPEG screenshot of the website, and then it analyzes the visual aspects of the website. So it analyzes the source code that is in the background, and it analyzes the front end. You know how we look at it as humans, so it will
Yeah,
understand the
yeah,
logo is on the top left, the form
yeah.
is in the middle. So this is huge for the AI to understand what you want. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So now this is activated by default, but in some contexts you could remove them, add more context, and then soon you can customize also the context. So now with that default context, the AI got the HTML, it understood the structure, and you see here it already recognized what kind of data may be standardized, and we can get it for every book because it said the UPC code, example this, the product type, the price with excluding tax, including tax, the tax, the stock, the review number, and then from the product description area, the main description, the title, the price of the book, and then the availability in stock. So it kind of did a better job than what I would do, because it detected that there is the text 22 stock available. It detected that there are star rating, and that it says the 3 stars with the word. And then we can also get the image gallery. We can get the cover image URL. So it kind of did it well. It understood all this data that we can get, including the URL of this image, which is this URL. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good first step that you do with the AI, just to make sure if the AI understood your target. And this is where you can tell it, oh, but you're missing this, or can you get me that? You know, just before
Just to
starting
check.
even to scrape. Yeah.
Just to check what it can actually get to.
That's right. That's right. So, so in this example, it was able to get the data by itself. Yeah. But let's say for some reason it's not able to get the data, and I'm going to show you another way. I could come here, and I could make a screenshot. So here I do a screenshot of the page. I'm going to save it in my desktop downloads, and I call it screenshot book. So this is a PNG, yeah? And then I'm going to right click inspect, and I'm going to get the whole, maybe not the whole HTML with the head, but I want to get at least the section that has the book data. So if I go here, div, and let's say I want this whole page in area, I can click edit as HTML. I can do Control A, Control C. Now I copied the whole HTML, yeah? So imagine for some reason RTILA is not able to load that website, so it's kind of blind. You can tell it, analyze this HTML code and the attached screenshot, and let me know what kind of data we can scrape from such content. And then I'm going to paste the whole HTML here, and I'm going to attach my screenshot, yeah? So that's all I did. I didn't say it's about books, yeah? So let's try it out. And here, book title, the price, availability in stock. So it figured it out from the HTML and the image. Even if there was no internet, or I could still get the AI to, or if the website was blocking RTILA. So this is just to show you the various possibilities, yeah? Sometimes it will ask you to give it an HTML piece if it's not able to get it. Okay, now let's go back to our first chat. So let's assume that the AI did this job. It was able to access the data. And now you're happy with this. There's no missing data. And then now I can tell it, okay, now, okay, now create a project for me that will scrape all this data into a data set and name the properties accordingly. And I just hit enter. So now it builds it for you, and you can see here that it already created the project in the right format. And then it went and it's find the CSS H1 for the title, price color for the price. And you can see here, it's very smart already. It now uses, it uses an XPath, because in one of my discussions earlier, I told it for the UPC, it's not stable to use CSS, so please use XPath. Because XPath, it will check the cell that has UPC, and the next cell surely has the UPC number. So it did it, you see, it remembered that I want resilient XPath, and XPath are complicated to guess, So it got all the XPath for all the data that is not CSS friendly, and for the data that is CSS friendly, it's using CSS. So it's like, it's smart enough to figure out which one is the more resilient for us. So you see here, it's proposing a number of things. Yeah, please go ahead.
And all of the commands that were in V7 are under the hood here, right?
Yes. So I will show you. You can build them on the fly, and I will show you. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can. So it creates not only the CSS selector, but also it creates the necessary commands to run the project, and then it tells you, shall I run it? But sometimes it will tell you, wait, would you like to get the price with or without the euro sign or the dollar sign? Would you like to do this way or that way? So sometimes it will ask you questions. So it's always good to really pay attention to first what it says here. Sometimes it will give you a comment. It will give you a proposal of the project. And then sometimes it will ask you questions. And sometimes it doesn't have question, because this is a very straightforward example. So it's just telling me, shall I run it? So in this case, I'm going to tell it, yes, run it. Now what happens here, Cyrus, is that it's going to run the project. So this is just the first time, but not only it runs the project, it gets the logs, it checks the results, and then it will, you see, it's doing something. It noticed that something was wrong. Yeah. So let's look at what it says. It says, where is it? Here. This is the dataset preview. I see the image, the price. Okay. So what does it say? The scrapping of light in the appears to be successful. Oh, so my bad. Here's the breakdown of the result. Extracted the data. So we have title, price, UPC, product, tax information, and the image URL. And the logs, you see, it has analyzed the logs as well. It shows a debug message, but this is just for information. So it understood that it's not a critical error. It's just a warning about mixed content, because this website actually has a problem with the HTTPS SSL, like the image, for example, here, I think this image, no, this image is in HTTPS. Some resources are not loaded using HTTPS, so it throws some errors in the console log. So it saw those errors in the console log and just informed us. But overall, as it says, the configuration worked as intended. Now, even when it tells you it worked, you know, we are humans, so we are the ones who should have the final word, yeah?
Right.
So you always go back to project runs, double check if, you see here, it was completed, URL processed 1, and then you go to the scrape data and you get your project, this one, and you double check. So yes, this is the title of the book, indeed. Price, UPC, product type is books, price exclusive tax, including tax, the amount of tax in stock, and you see here number of reviews 0, and then product description, and the star rating is star rating, so it doesn't look like correct. The image URL, yes, maybe. So we have two issues here, Cyrus. One is in stock available, yeah, and then I think there is 22. And then number of reviews, it says 0. But actually, when I look here, number of reviews, it's not 0. There are, supposedly, as a human, we understand that this has a 3 star, right?
Mm-hmm.
The score is 3 stars. So what does it say here? It doesn't have review. So how it called it? Let's export this, because now let's export as a CSV. And then I'm going to open it as a CSV to see exactly the data. So this is, I will open it in my IDE, in my development page. So it's getting in the attic, the price, books type, in stock 22. Yeah, here 0 for number of reviews, 0. Star rating is further down here. So star rating is after the description, there is star rating. Yes, so here star rating, oh, it's smart, star rating 3. So it got it. You see here?
Yeah.
But let's say I don't want the star rating in front. I just want the word, and then later we can send this to an AI to get the digit, yeah? So let's say now, yeah, go ahead.
Are any reviews actually listed on the site?
No, they're none. They're just the score, actually. So it's correct. There is no number of reviews. It's just the score.
So we get the
Statistic.
final say, but but sometimes we mess up.
Sorry?
I said we get the final say, and if it's right, but sometimes it's smarter than us.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely, because this will go for the data. So last time when I first tried, it didn't pick up that there was the value 3 here. And now it picked it up, so which is good. So I want to do some touch up. I want to remove star rating. So I'm going to copy this, yeah? And I'm going to tell it, okay, it's good, but for the field called, and let's actually take a look at this, how it's built it. So I go back here, I go to automation project, I open the project manager, and this is how you learn, Cyrus. When the AI does a successful project or even a non-successful project, you go and you open it and you spy. You see here, title, and then you can use the refresh. I'm going to move this recording here. You can use this refresh data so that you can pull the data. So you see here, title CSS equal H1. Price, it's using CSS equal p dot price color. So we are getting all the data here, yeah? Now I have two things that I don't like. I don't like that I have in stock 22 available. I just want 22, yeah? As a human, if I want to clean up a bit the data. And then star rating review, star rating 3, I just want 3. So I'm gonna go here and copy this and go back to my AI chat. So I can click from the project here, discuss with AI. And it's always good to confirm when it did well so that it doesn't change what is working. So I can tell it yes. Sorry, I need to move my windows around. This recording thing is... Do you see this recording bar on your screen?
The one in the bottom left?
No, on the top, I'm moving it right now. Do you see it moving on your side?
No, no, it's
Okay.
not there.
So I'm trying to hide it now from myself. Okay. So always acknowledge if it was a good result or not. So I will say yes, good. All the fields were scraped with the correct data. So now I'm telling it, do not change. I'm going to say it explicitly. Let's not change the CSS selectors and XPath selectors that you have found, as they are good and resilient. However, for the stars rating, I see this result, and then I'll show it this, yeah? For this particular property, can you apply a regex rule to remove the substring star hyphen rating with a space, so that we only capture the number? Yeah. So I'm speaking to it like I would speak to a developer, right?
Yeah.
Let's hit the button. All right, I think it did something. And if we look into the code, somewhere in the star rating, it has applied a new regex. You see here in the code, you can see that it did the regex. I still don't understand regex or regex, by the way. I just know that we can use it.
Yeah.
so I asked it to use it. But I could have said, like, just find me a way to remove that without saying regex, yeah? So, okay, now it's good. I can click run the project. And I want to see if now the data that he will get, and let's wait a bit that it gets all the feedback, and it's going to double check by itself if the result is good. So it's going to tell us, okay, the star rating has been updated correctly. Now shows 3 for star rating. All right, I'm going to go and confirm that. The last run of this project, and indeed, you see star rating, we only got 3. We got rid of the what was preceding star rating. So you see, it already cleaned up my data. Now I can ask it the same. Sorry, go ahead.
We could also turn it into a number if we want to like export it to a CSV, right? We could have it.
So let's do that. That's a good point. So how would you do it?
I would ask it to just turn it into a number. I mean, because it's a LLM underneath, right? So it should be able to understand that, right?
Yes, but when the automation is running the project, it's running without the AI model. The AI model builds the project, but the project runs as an algorithm. Yeah, that's a good subtle distinction, because that's why it is much cheaper to use RTILA, because other tools you have to always use the AI to even run your projects. But with RTILA, you only use the AI to design the project and correct it, but running them is completely free.
Right. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, how do you get it to
So
be?
that's a good point. It depends on how much options there is, but because we know that the star reviews, they only go from 1 to 5, right?
Mhm.
So it's worth to build an algorithm and tell the AI to build a JavaScript that will convert 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a number. So it's doable via code, yeah? But if it was like an infinite number of possibilities, I will just keep it as text, and then later I will send this to another AI model, like via Olama, so that I can use Llama 3.2 for free. And then I will ask through API, I will convert all the numbers or all the text into whatever I want. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
you
you're
still
right.
have to
Yeah,
clean up the data a little bit.
that's right. And this is where you decide, what should I clean right now with the AI model while scrapping. Remember, the number one objective is to get the data first. So if we can do some quick wins cleanup, we do it. But if the cleanup is going to hurt your resilience and speed, then just get the data and clean up later. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So let's convert this. You're right. It's doable because there's only 5 options. So let's go back to chat with the AI and tell it, yes, very good. Now I only get 3 as a result. However, could you now could you now propose a way to convert the text number into a digit number for the review, and then I'm going to tell it the context. Since there are only 5 possible options from 1 to 5, we can do a text to digit match.
Well, six, because zero is an option too.
Oh, you're right. We have 6 possible options. Yeah, you're right. 6 possible options from 0 to 5. Well done. Yeah. Well views for 0 to 5. We can do a text to digit match. And you know what I like to do is that I tell it, answer me first on the different possible ways of doing this with their pros and cons, and just reply me and do not make project changes yet. So what I'm doing here is based on experience with using other AI models for coding, is that sometimes it's better to hold the AI model from touching the project, because you want to safeguard what is already working. So actually, even before I do that, I'm going to Control A.
So on that note, we could, well, I think, what is it? Cursor has,
Yes.
like, it'll let you toggle between chatting and coding, right?
Exactly, yeah. So maybe sometime later we will have something like that, like asking or editing or agent mode. But right now we
Yeah.
don't have it. So what you can do is you first, every time that you are happy with the progress, you go here and you export it and you save it, you know, and you call it, I don't know, V1, you know. And then, because right now we don't have yet in our AI assistant, you cannot go back in the, we are not doing yet versioning. So
Yeah.
so we cannot roll back. That's why now we have to be careful. We will add that as we go. So we have to be very diligent for now. Yeah, it's still the early phase.
Yeah.
So
Still already incredible though. So
yeah, no, it's very huge value. Yeah. So that's why now every time I do a good progress, I tell it, do not change the project. Talk to me. Talk to me. I want to understand what you're doing, how you're gonna do it, and also I want to weight different ways, because sometimes I may have an idea, but then the AI will have a better idea or will propose me another way that I didn't think about. Yeah. So that's why I told it, answer me with on the different possible ways of doing this, of transforming. So let's see what it says. Yeah. And I specifically mentioned that do not make project changes yet. Okay, here we go. So it says there are few ways to convert text representation of stars like 3 into digits 3 using the available transformation. Now I see that it got what I want, yeah? Using regex transformation with multiple groups replacement, less ideal. How it works, you could potentially chain regex and blah, 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 whatever. I don't understand what's the difference. And then it says we could do using script, so JavaScript, to switch with conditional logic. And then you can use the run script command inside the script that you access the variable and blah, blah, blah. So let's look at the pros and cons, because I don't understand technically between the two. The pros of using regex is that can be done within a single extract data, so that we don't need to use another command. I think that's what it means. The cons, this would be very verbose and difficult to manage, requiring a separate regex transformation for each of the 6 possible text values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not scalable and prone to errors if not written perfectly. So it has to be perfect, and it has to be, and we have to make sure that it appears 0 like this, 1 like this, 2 like this, 3, 4, and 5. If we can be assured that it's always like this, maybe then regex will make sense. Otherwise, what's the pros and cons of the JavaScript way? So pros, more readable and maintainable than chain regex for this specific mapping. It's also flexible if you need more complex logic. The cons, it requires an extra command step after the extract data command. The logic is outside the dataset, which might make it slightly less declarative. Okay. And then using
it sounds more like a one AI con, right? So like AIs they want to follow prompts to the
Yeah,
letter, right? So it
exactly.
sounds like that would probably be a pretty good option, except it's just like for it feels like it's a con, you know?
Exactly, yes, exactly, yes. And but also that's what it advised at the end I saw. So and then it explains how it works. Instead of using extract data for star rating, you could use a run script directly. This would perform the necessary steps and get the value and change it to the 2 digits and then store it. The pros allows for complete control over the extraction and transformation logic within a single command. Cons, this moves away from the dataset, declarative dataset. So okay. Frankly, I'm not sure which one is best. So if that's the case, then maybe I go with the recommendation of the AI model, yeah.
Mm.
But I have a small feeling because I know that this website is very consistent, and I know that they always use exactly the same 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, this con here is not really a con. It could have been a con on another website that doesn't consistently use the same values, and also there are only 6, so there's like very little chances that we're going to encounter an 11 or a 12 or 112.
Yeah.
So
The other thing is these responses, they're kind of technical, but you can just copy and paste them into another AI and talk about it.
yeah, or
It, it-
you can even just ask it here. You can tell it, I do not really understand the two
yeah, I guess that's true.
options.
Just do it right there.
Yeah. Re-explain to me each option in, how you call it, layman terms.
Yeah,
Just
I actually don't know how to spell layman terms, but yeah,
layman.
that
I think you will get it more English.
yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. Oh, it added a new option, option 3 now. Magic find and replace. Okay, let's break down. Imagine you have a box of toys. So, I think I'm a 5 years old now. It's like having a really smart find and replace tool. You tell it find a toy and replace. Okay, that's funny. Find a car, replace it with car. That doesn't make sense. We have the text star rating 3. We just want to get 3. Okay. Using a translator machine. If you see 0, output 0. Okay. And then why it's better, it's much cleaner. You have one place with all the translation rules. Okay, that makes more sense. And it's easier to read and add more translations if needed. So this is like more scalable. Okay. And then option 3, having translator machine do everything. So okay, so then the command will extract and okay, so option 2 is generally the best. So okay, let's cut the chase.
Yeah.
So let's ask it implement option 2. But please let me know if
See,
you want
this
to
is
try
so much
something.
more fun than developing projects was before.
Oh, yes, yes. Well, now, sometimes you may end up fighting and insulting the AI, but but most of the time when the data is there, it does a good job. Okay, so changes made, star rating text. I renamed the star rating property in the dataset. I added the run script, so now we will have a new command, and the script logic has a conditional logic. Okay, cool. Yes, yes, run it. Yes, run it. Okay, it got the data thing. It's gonna examine its own results and the dataset to confirm if this worked or not. So what it said, the star rating conversion was successful. The data was extracted, now contains only 3. This indicates that the regex transformation to clean up the attribute value worked. The log show run script extracted data and converted star rating 3 to digit 3. Okay, let's take a look. So let's first look at the scrape data and then star rating 3, but I think it created another. Where is the digit 3? I don't see the digit 3. So let's open the project. So maybe it's doing the digit 3 and then keeping it as a variable. So let's see here. There is only star rating. Oh, here, star rating text. So, oh, maybe it's actually extracting and converting the 3. So it said that
Wait,
yeah,
oh
sorry.
wait, never mind.
Did you see something? I don't see the digit 3. So let's look
Yeah,
at if
no,
it did. I think what it did here, it first extract the book data, and then it runs this script. And this is, I think, where it's converting 1 to 1. Yeah, I see 1 to digit 1, 2 to 2. So this can actually help you also to learn JavaScript. So it's doing all that stuff, and then
but it's
is
not updating the
yes. But
regional data.
we need to kind of surf the wave. So I can tell it, yeah, I see that you're doing this thing, but then where is this saved? You know, because it's not in the data set. So let's ask let's ask it a question on where does this go? Even if it's converted, it's not in my data set. I want to use it. All right, let's go back to the chat. I say, okay, it looks like it's working, and I see the JavaScript saving the digit resulting number with this line of code in this variable. Yeah. But then I do not see the actual digit result saved back, saved into a new and additional property in my data set. So the resulting 3 is nowhere to be found for me as a human. I just reminded that I'm a human. Okay, let's see what it will say. Yeah. Tell me the different possible ways to record, save the resulting digit found by the JavaScript. Because maybe there are different ways to do this and I'm not familiar with it. Okay, so here, what it says. You're right, the run script command creates the start digit variable within the execution, but it's not automatically added to the final extracted data unless explicitly handled. Here are the different ways to make that. 1, add a new property into the existing dataset. So it says that we will add a new variable called star rating digit. That sounds good to me. The pros, this is the most straightforward and integrated way. Digit will appear as a new column in your output. I like this. The cons, the pros and the cons. The cons is that if your extracted data command was already run and saved, you'd need to rerun it after modifying the dataset definition. Okay, that's not a big deal. And then another way is use the set variable after run script to modify an existing property. Less recommended for this case. How it works, I don't understand how it works. And then the extracted data command would capture this modified value. So what is this? After run to modify an existing property. Oh, I didn't know that we can do that. So I'm learning. Oh, that's cool. So I can modify a dataset property on the fly from the JavaScript side. That's very good. Pros might seem simpler as it doesn't require changing the dataset definition. But cons, this overrides the original text value, which might be undesirable if you want to keep both. Yeah, that makes sense. I want to keep both so that I can compare later on and find mistakes. 3, modify the run script to output directly more complex. Okay, recommendation, option 1. Yes, let's go with option 1. So, you know, it's like you're also learning about how data is scraped and how data can be changed. Do you see how I exaggerate a little bit the learning?
Yeah, for sure.
So now what it said, I want to see at the beginning, sometime it says something understood. I will update the data set. Okay, good. And then this tells the engine to look for the variable name in the execution. Okay, if you say so, please run it now. Okay, now this can happen sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't fire up. So we're working on this. They're like maybe 1 in 20 times it doesn't fire, or it takes time. Okay, I'll ask it again. Okay, now it's run it. And it can happen sometimes that it says that it did the modification, and then sometimes it didn't really do it. So you have to pay attention as a human, because it's still not perfect. I've reviewed the result. It seems that there was an issue with how the star rating digit was being captured. Extracted data is present in the output, but it's empty. This indicates that while the run script command successfully created the variable, it wasn't correctly populated into the final dataset. Okay. Logs. The logs do not show console log message from within the run, okay, which would have confirmed the script execution. The most likely reason is that the extract data command runs and saves the data before the run script command. Therefore, yeah, that's what happens. Okay. To fix this, we need to ensure extract data commands runs after the run script. Well, okay, it find its own mistake and hopefully it's going to correct it. Yes, reorder the commands.
Wait, would that work though?
Let's
Oh
see.
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Run the project. Sometimes, I take it down the rabbit hole. I just go on and go on until I see where it goes, because I did the backup, and then sometimes I learn from the problem that it gets stuck into, and then I use it in a second project. So
Yeah.
let's see what it says here. And I had the feeling that this is going to be more complicated than what we anticipated. I apologize for the oversight. It seems that I made a mistake in the last update. Extract data, but the star rating variable was being populated by the command itself.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I was thinking. It needed to pull the data before it could then
Yeah.
do
But
the
then I
transformation
think,
of the
yeah,
data,
so,
and then tried to flip it, which doesn't make any sense.
yes. So now it
You
says,
could,
back to that, what you're saying, back to that way, yeah? So maybe it did something else that could work now. In this configuration, the extract data commands run first, that's what you're saying. Capturing star rating text, then we run the script, we convert star rating text into star rating digit, yeah, and we store in variables. Finally, the extract data commands runs again. This is the key. So we have to run
yeah.
the extract data again a second time. This is implicit in how variables are handled, picking up the star rating digit. So maybe now it got it by itself, yeah? Yes, run the project. It's good that you're following up the logic, Cyrus, because this is exactly how we can achieve good results. Okay, let's hope that this is gonna make it. Something didn't go as planned, yeah? So let's look at what is going on here. I apologize for the repeated issue. It appears it's still not correctly capturing the star rating digit variable. The console log message from, so sometimes it says it didn't work and then actually it worked. So let's still look at the last result. A star rating, there is nothing, so it's right. Let's also take a look, because maybe sometime we can guide it, we can tell it, oh, you could do this or do that. So let's see how it implemented this. So if I look at star rating digit, this is supposed to get the digit, yeah? So it says star rating digit, there is nothing, just the property, yeah? And then if I look at what it does here, it extract data. Oh, it's saving it in a file. That's interesting. So here it's converted to a digit, and then to make data work
So
again, yeah, go ahead.
you could have it back up and look at the project from a high level again. So you could say, okay, well, these are the things that I'm trying to pull out, and the one detail that you should note is the reviews need to be in a digit form, not a string.
Yes,
Can
you could do
you
that at the very
raise
beginning, yeah.
project revisions to handle that? Because one of the things that I found with AIs is when you go in conversations like this, oftentimes it goes down these little holes where it'll keep
Exactly.
building on the context it's built on, but it can just
No, but there is a caveat to this, because I kind of had the feeling it's going to go into this. It's actually not the best way. It said that it's the best way, but it's not the best way. But unless you experiment them, you know, you don't know. So that's why I wanted to go through this. Because here there is another thing that is happening, I think it's missing, is that the variable that catches and converts the letters to the digit number is happening in the web automation side. And then it has to explicitly send back the variable that comes from JavaScript into the data set, but it's not doing it. It's finding it, and it's calling it star rating digit. This is the variable, and then it's supposed to show it here, you know, in the console log. But you see here, there is no JavaScript. It says that we should put it back in the dataset, but it's not doing it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's talking about something, and it's putting, this means that these are our commands. So it's saying that we should put it in the dataset, and it's not doing it. So maybe if I tell it, you're talking about doing it, but you're not sending it back, or if I ask it, how do we save back a data back into the dataset, or maybe it's actually in this file, you know. So there are three possibilities. So let's ask it. I'm gonna ask it the one that I think is most likely the issue. Go back here. Okay. I have reviewed current project, and I do not see in the JavaScript command any code that is pushing the new digit number back to the data set property associated with this. Explain to me, how does RTILA engine move data from the web automation JavaScript side? So how does RTILA engine move data slash variable
And just to
values?
be clear, this is
Yeah.
this is for learning purposes. Part of the reason why
Yes,
you're going through this is for learning purposes. But like
exactly.
we could just save it as is and then transform it later.
Exactly, yes. But we want to push it to like the next level, yeah?
Yeah.
So explain to me how, because I also want to know what can be done, so that then next time I go faster, you know, I don't ask this kind of thing.
Right. Right.
So explain to me, how does RTILA engine move data variable values from the web automation JavaScript side to the dataset properties side? And just reply me, and do not make project changes yet. Okay, let's see what it says. All right. You've hit on a key aspect of how RTILA engine handles data flow between the browser automation context and the dataset extraction. Here's how RTILA engine moves data. So variables. Variables object is the bridge. When RTILA engine runs, it maintains the JavaScript variables object in its execution. Command like set variable and get text, which implicitly sets a variable, can directly modify or read properties of these variables. Okay. The run script command, when it's given a JavaScript function that accepts page variables and blah blah blah, can directly access and modify this variables object. Any property you set on variables within your run script function are preserved for subsequent commands. Okay, I don't get it, but extract data reads from variables. When the extract data command is executed, it looks at the properties defined within its specified dataset. For properties where type is variable, the extract data command looks for a corresponding property name in the runtime. Oh, I think I get it. So it created the new property, and then it set it as variable, and then it will go and look into the variables if it's there. If it finds a match, like star rating digits in the dataset and variable star rating in the context, then it will use that value. Okay. So when you set variables, so let's look at this for us to understand, because I'm learning as well, Cyrus. I'm still learning thanks to the AI model.
Yeah. We're all going to get smarter from that.
Yes, definitely. So here, star rating digit. It said that Okay, so the fact that it uses this name, and here you see type was not assigned. So maybe this is the problem, is that there is no type, and it said it should be a variable or something. So maybe this is the issue, so I'm gonna ask it. All right, so let's go back. So we also need to go down to the last discussions. Okay, I start to understand. However, in the data set, I see the property this, but it does not have any type assigned to it. So is it going to pull the context variable just because the property name is this, and the context variable has the same name? Because I do not see how currently this property is bridging to the JavaScript context. Verify and explain to me. Let's see. So what it says. You've identified a crucial detail. You're absolutely correct. In the dataset property definition, the type was indeed missing for star rating digit. This is why it wasn't correctly bridging to the JavaScript. Here is the breakdown of why it failed. Missing type variable. When you define a property in a dataset that is intended to pull its value from the variable's object, you must explicitly specify type variable. Actually, I didn't see the type variable, so that actually could be a bug. No automatic name matching, no variable name specified. You also need to tell the engine which variable to use. This is done with the variable name parameter. All right, so how it bridges, so can you correct it? To correct the configuration, we need to add these two parameters to the star rating digit property. Definition in the dataset. Yes, please do that. Yes. Apply this correction. So let's see, because maybe we need to also add as a choice the type variable in the dataset. Okay, let's see now. Run the project. Okay, so I think it's proposing a new project is because there is still a problem. So is this what it said before? I don't know if this is going the right way. Let's look at what it did, because I think we're missing the type variable. That's my feeling. So let's go here and here. This one, you see type? We don't have type variable. I think that's why it's struggling. It's supposed to be type variable, but we don't have it. So what can I do here? Property? No, property. Maybe text. Yeah, I think we're going to improve RTILA. We just found an issue. We're missing the type variable here. That's why it's not able to bridge. So let's drop this, because it was not able to do it even from the code side. And let's go back to the initial, the very first proposal he was making us, if you remember, using the regex. So it's good. We're going to improve RTILA for this. Next time this will be possible, but let's tell it right now. It seems that RTILA engine is missing the type variable in the type drop down for properties. So let's drop this initial option to use JavaScript let's revert and implement the regex rule or approach you initially proposed. Let's see if it can remember this. All right, so type text and uses the original selector. It includes a series of transformations and then blah blah blah. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's run it. Okay, I think it misfired again. Let's ask it to run it again. Run the project. It's also misfired. Let's run it manually. Sometimes the AI does a small change that breaks the project. So when it doesn't fire like this, it could be that it broke something. So which I think is the case. And now this is a good, so for learning, it's good. This is what I propose we do. We go back to where it was asking us to use the regex, as a technique. And I'm going to copy that solution and we go into a new chat. So we have a Control F, regex. Not this regex, the next one. This was to correct the number of stars. Here, possible approaches, text to digit. So this is what I want to copy. So this message here, I copy it, yeah? Copy it to clipboard. Now I'm going to do a new chat. And you know the backup I did, the project that I backed up, this one when it was working already?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this? I bring it back as a context and I say, study this project, and then for transforming the review score from words to digits, use the regex approach that was proposed below in an earlier chat. So this is going to combine our former chat, the project we've done, and hopefully
Wait, specify option 1, because I'm pretty sure there's 3 options.
You're right, yeah. So use the regex approach, which is option 1 that was proposed below in an earlier chat. Or I can just delete the others and say just use this. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that better?
I think either way works fine, but
yeah, let's do that because we've been running. So here there's too many, so maybe we just want the regex using regex here. So I will just give it. So also the less text we send, okay, I will just send it this. Study this project, and then study this project, and then for transforming the, and then this is new actually. We want to transform and replace the review score from words to digits using regex. See an earlier proposal we had on how to do it, and let me know how you would implement this. Let's see if it's going to suggest anything, and I paste that remaining text. Let's see if this can get us out of the water. Okay, so what it says. So it wants to do the run script again. It's very stubborn because from a programmatic way it's better. So the current approach uses regex to capture the more efficient. So a more efficient way and cleaner is used to the JavaScript, but no. The JavaScript method is not working because of an internal issue with RTILA properties not having the type variable available. So implement the regex option. Let's see. All right, the star rating property now includes a sequence of regex that goes through one blah blah blah. Yes, run the project. Okay, this is a completely new project. Let's see if we get through. So something didn't work. Let's see. The project runs successfully and the data extraction appears to have completed. However, there's an issue with the star rating field. The logs show star rating, that's a lot of digits, is being extracted as a long string of numbers instead of the expected digit. This indicates that the chain replace transformation in the star rating property are not functioning as intended. To fix this, we need to re-evaluate the star rating is processed. Since the run script approach in direct variables is not supported and chaining replace transform is proving problematic, one effective method is to use regex transformation to capture the specific word rating from the class and then use a subsequent regex. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't know if it means anything, but yes, let's do that.
It sounds good.
Yes, apply and run the project. Okay, hopefully this can make some progress. If not, the wisdom is to just keep it for next step and use AI. So it's saying some other things here. It's saying why. So it's still doing this 050504. Oh, it's like a series. The replace transformation is still converting the star rating word to digits are not applied. Here is the corrected approach. Yeah, whatever you think you corrected, star rating 1 is 1. Yeah, it looks correct actually. It makes sense. 4, 5. We have 3 here, so this should work. The change is ensuring that each replace transformation targets the exact word, or maybe yes. So apply the changes and run the project. I think we're coming near either a solution or an abandoning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it finds something, some error. Do you want to trust it? I apologize that here I made an error. The logs confirm that everything is being extracted. You know, let's take a look because sometimes it does work and then it thinks it doesn't work. So number 0. Now
It's still giving this.
here 050444. Yeah, so what he was saying here. Attribute, the previous attempt incorrectly set it to oh, okay, so he was still trying to put it to variable. So this is a genuine mistake. Yes, apply the changes and run the project. And then maybe we open the project to look at it as well, to see how these regex rules they look. Maybe we can notice something. Oh, so apparently there is a syntax errors to allow the replace. Okay, so the replace. So okay, let's give it more chance. Yes. The changes and run the project. Okay, run the project. I think it misfired. Oh, there's some more things. A set variable command is added to the store extracted text into. So it went to use a run script again.
Yeah, it seems like the type variable is kind of the
This,
key part here.
yeah, this keeps coming and disturbing the thing. So let's see first. I'm curious on how the regex rules were applied. Let's just see if we can learn something out of that. If not, we just call it off. So star rating, it was doing here star rating, no transformation. So where is that?
Because it
Star
still doesn't have a
rating
type
text.
selected.
It removed them. It removed the star rating. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it was doing the. I'm gonna ask it to revert to the former change, just to see how it looks like. Do not use JavaScript and variable type as it's not working. There is a bug on that side. Revert back to using the regex replace rules and just make sure you are properly configuring the regex replace rules. Let's see how this thing works, and we will make progress. We will correct the variable, and then also we will make progress on how to configure these multi options. This is new, so this is now, it looks new, and it's using the groups. So yes, run the project. Maybe this could make some progress. So it's still not working. Let's look at the scrape data, and I think we can call it off. So it went 2 times, and it's still 3-3, and it was not able to pull. So this is the good example where you just get the data, you just clean it to what is doable, and that's it.
Although we could try and deal with the in stock part, just getting it down to 22.
Oh yeah, that's doable with simple regex. Yes, we can do that. We can tell it the stock part. Let's do it. I go to the website and we want to remove, so I'm going to tell it to do this. Okay, let's put aside the review word to digit transformation and just help with clearing up the text, the text in stock, clearing up the property for the stock which has this kind of result, and apply necessary regex rule to only focus on and keep the actual number, if it understands my English. Yes, run the project. Remove the anchors would like me. Okay, let's first take a look in case this actually already worked. It's still in stock. Okay. Yes, apply and run the project again. Also, there comes a time, Cyrus, when we use these AI models where all the chat history and the files and the projects, it overloads the context size, and then it becomes like less productive. So
Yeah.
see,
Although the context windows are getting pretty big.
they're huge, yeah, especially with Gemini. But something here is not working, so I'll just say go ahead, let's see if we can figure it out. If not, I think we need to guide it. So it's back to using run script. I don't like that, and it's still looking for variables. So it's still trying to solve our, you see, it's still trying to solve our 5 to 5. So what we could do here is just start a new conversation, because this is like not going well. So let's start a new conversation. I give it back my backup, and I just tell it modify this attached project so that the what is it called, the stock property can contain just the actual number, and we remove the text and parentheses that appear originally, such as this, and we should only get 22 saved into the property. Apply the necessary regex to the stock property. Let's see if it can do it from a fresh chat. Yes, run the project. Okay, what it says here. The project runs successfully. Dataset still contains the text 22 instead of, okay, this indicates the regex formation I applied to the availability property is not correctly. So at least it's working on the correct property. So let's run this project. See, project is running. I want to go and look at the results as well. So scrape data here. Ah, it removed stock. Now it's like 20 parentheses and then 22 available. You saw the progress?
Yeah.
And then I think it noticed that it's still not completely good, and I think it's going to update it. My apologies. The regex is still not good. Now the field is 22 available, which means the regex did not capture the numeric part. Yeah, this is all the challenge of regex rules. They are so hard to understand fully. So let's see if it can, if this guy is able to correct it by itself. And then I can show another trick. Has been, oh, okay. So now I think it's working, you see. But I want to see it for myself. So I go back to the last, and yes, 22 available. So we cleaned up at least what is cleanable right now, and we tried our best.
Yeah.
But it would be very powerful once we actually activate the variable, because that could have been transformed directly to digits. So I'll get back to you on this, and I will do a tutorial on how to process data on the automation side and then send it back to the dataset. I think that's our learning for today.
Yep. It's good. It was good. There was a lot that actually got covered. I mean, and then you saw with the availability, sometimes just going from 3 to a digit 3 is pain, but then other things can be pretty easy.
Yeah, the other things went well. It got the image, it got everything. But this is really like transformation, which is like optional. But it's good to also learn for us. But beside that, I think you can also, like, just to close, just for us to slowly kind of learn and then be able to do some changes ourselves without the AI, because sometimes it's like just faster. Let's look at how it did it. So when it went to availability here, so it has this XPath, and you see here edit transformations. So this is the pattern, and then it said flag G, and then he did another cast integer 0. I would not have known how to do this myself, you know. but it did it. It created two regex rules. One is regex and one is a cast. Okay, that's interesting. So that's how we start to learn and get the AI to help us as much as possible. Okay, are we
Very
good for
Yeah,
today?
yeah, that was a very good session.
Excellent. It's good learning. It's also very good learning for me. Hello? Oh, Cyrus. Sorry. I kicked out Cyrus. I will reach back to him again. Cyrus, I'm coming back. Here. Let's go. Cyrus,
Yeah.
I'm a human with flaws. I kicked you out. I closed the meeting by accident. Any suggestion, any words or anything you would like to add, please?
Yeah. The type variable is a pretty big one, but
Yeah.
then there's also rollback and chat/agent toggle.
Yes, those are very good features that we need to work on. Yeah.
Those were
Yes.
kind of the things that I saw. I am interested for the next session to go into the web automation to push data
Yes.
to other places. Um,
So
yeah,
on Thursday, this session, we're gonna use the V8 to pull and push data from and to Directus, and that's something very powerful. So maybe that will be covered in Thursday session, and then in our session we can cover like another point if you want extra points. Is that okay?
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the next points right now we're working on is to push and pull, to trigger back and forth flows between N8N and RTILA and move data between the two automation systems, because RTILA can be very good at web scraping and web automation, and then
Yeah,
N8N can do much more like agentic
very good at
work, and
transformation.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then also to control the PC and desktop and stuff. So we could combine the two together. That will be, I think, the next week feature that we are working on, our tutorial.
I'm sure Mog's gonna love that.
Oh yeah, yeah, Mog. I mean, we are trying to reply to what the community asked for, but Mog was the number one, was the API layer. So that
Mhm.
also is one tutorial that we will do about the full new API layer, and definitely yes, the integration with N8N. Not only N8N, but with that API layer, we can integrate with Zapier, Make, and anything,
Absolutely.
WordPress,
Yeah,
yeah, any
and
other
it ends
system.
just it's just one of the better ones because you can self-host, so it's
Oh
cheaper.
yeah, that's super good. Then we can keep everything self-hosted. Indeed, that's part of our philosophy.
Okay.
Yes, good. Cyrus, are we all good on this session?
Yeah. Are you still recording?
Yes, it is still recording, and we can
Yeah.
we can close it and maybe say next week we will cover another subject between us.
I think that sounds like a great plan.
Excellent. So let's catch up on this next week. Take care,
Okay.
Cyrus.
Bye now.
Bye bye.